Hey, progress report. In the spirit of full disclosure, my transmission talents are I'm running into my limitations. Didn't work out so good. This is the transmission that was in the car for the trip. Originally came in the car. I took it apart to investigate third gear. Whoever built this transmission knew a lot more about building transmissions than I did. They did some things a lot different than I've seen before. And some of them I like, some of them I didn't like. I based that only on my personal experience, so, you know, take that for what it's worth. I didn't find what I thought was going to be the problem. Matter of fact, I didn't find anything at all. This is a third and fourth gear slider hub. This is what holds the synchro ring. And here's the synchro ring. And you're supposed to have a little space between the gear teeth and I'm looking at it again now. You know, it's definitely a newer style ring. And whoever put this in here, and what its job and function is you have these detents in here that go in the slots. So as this turns and stops the gear from turning on the shaft or slows it down, synchronizes it with the speed of this ring, it's supposed to allow, and if you look right down here on the edge, you've got the point, and you've got points on this side, and you've got points on the gear side that you want to engage. And as this comes up, it's supposed to slide off, and then it clicks in and hits it. Of course, this is all submerged in 90 weight oil, and what I read in a book, and I studied this very closely, I didn't see any marks on it, but if you look right there, there's a mark. Here's a mark too. F. Now, is that an F? What is that? I don't know. I didn't notice that earlier. But this looks like a VW mark in that little circle. And what it said in the book is that is supposed to face fourth gear. And it was put on this way, which is facing third gear. Now, the inside cut of this slider is supposed to hold the gear in place. And I had that happen once before. So, at any rate, I took a different slider assembly, everything that you're looking here. I put an old synchro ring on, and I put it back in. Now, third gear in all sedan transmissions is splined, and I saw some serious wear patterns on the splines that kind of scared me. I don't know. So, at any rate, I put it back together, and I have to put it in the car. But before I do that, I have the culmination of 3 other transmissions to make one close ratio transmission with a stock differential. And what was the problem with that one? Second gear. I'm still having problems with second gear. Now, the person that gave me these transmissions told me that they were suspect of this shaft. And I'm thinking, he said that when he purchased the transmission, or one of them, that it looked unusual, the shifter shaft here. So this is what we call the hockey stick, and he thinks that it got bent in shipment, and he put a different one in there, and it worked fine for him. So there's a possibility that he swapped it, and to keep dirt and crud out of a transmission, he took that shift rod and put it in something else in one of those transmissions that he gave me, and I may have that goofy one in there. So now, to inspect this, which is in the front of the transmission, in the nose cone. It's what your shifter attaches to. You can't get that nose cone off. You can't get it out. What I have to do is take the engine off, loosen the whole transmission, pull it back about 1.5 inches to get by the studs, and then either raise it up or pull it out. And I can't raise it up without taking out the gas tank, so I got to take everything loose from... I got to take the whole son of a bitch apart just to get access to this and pull it out and make a side-by-side comparison. And that's what I'm going to do. It's a lot of work. And this is why I like IRS transmissions, because an IRS transmission is just more of a package. Here's one right here. You've got a brake point right here where the CV joint is. But CV joints aren't strong enough. They're not as strong as this swing axle setup. Your wheel goes up and down, straight up and down, instead of arcing up and down, which creates better handling on the street. But when you're on unstable ground like off-road or sand, it's not that big of a deal. It really isn't that big of a deal. So you go with less moving parts and you go with lighter and stronger. But here's a complete transmission that you can carry around as a spare. Whereas with the swing axle, you got these axles sticking out, and then you've got assembly and seals and BS to do. If this was IRS, I wouldn't even have to jack up the car. It could sit on the wheels. I could just drop the CV joints down, let them hang, and pull out the transmission. That's what I do in the tub buggy. But oh well, that's where we're at, and I better get at it. I got a yoga class here in a couple hours, and I don't want to miss that. And I wouldn't be out here in the garage or going on these rides if I wasn't doing the yoga. It's just something I can't stress enough. I've recommended it in the past. I've made videos on it. There doesn't seem to be much interest from the people that watch my video in the yoga, and it's like, well, it's good for you, but they don't want to give it a try. There's my air compressor, so I'll talk to you later. Good time to stop, huh?